I think the offer that you've come up with goes without saying is a fabulous one. It's innovative. But for this interview, the purpose of this interview, I think it'd be more beneficial to ask potential questions which supporters may be asking themselves. Yeah. The first one's an obvious one. Why have you decided to do this particular offer by which anybody can come into the ground next Saturday against Gateshead and pay anything they'd like to come in and watch?
Well, I think it's a pivotal part of the season. We're in the pushing for promotion. It's a bit twofold. One is saying to the town of Mansfield, a lot of people have supported us this season with businesses, etc. We know there's more out there as well that could possibly come and enjoy the time at Mansfield Town Football Club. So that's one of the reasons of saying, come to Field Mill, make a donation through the turnstile, and come and enjoy the game. The other side of it is support the lads. I think a packed Field Mill, there's nothing better, and I think that's the atmosphere will be, with more people in, there's obviously electric.
In my mind, one of the keys to this success, if it is to be a success, will be the marketing building up to the game. How do you plan to market this offer to the town of Mansfield and even further afield?
Well, very much so. I mean, obviously the normal local media channels that we've already started with breaking it on 103 this morning. Radio Nottingham's already been on there. Breakfast News. Both of the stations are going to be running it all next week. As well, especially with this weekend out of the way, gearing themselves for next weekend's game. The local paper, the Chad, are going to put it on the back page, an actual like a flyer on the back page explaining what we're doing. Try and make it simple though, not too hard, not too many words. Just come down to Field Mill, just make a donation. End of story. That type of thing. And also we'll be talking to the fans groups reference about people actually handing out leaflets. We'll be going around the local pubs, supermarkets, etc. We'll get some flyers up there as well, and talking to people there, so we'll get some announcements over the supermarket tannoys as well, every now and again within the shop. So because so many people go to supermarkets.
It's hard to gauge how many you're going to get, but how many do you expect?
To be honest, no idea. Really don't. It's a shot in the dark. We're not actually benchmarking this against anything else. How can we?
How many would you like then?
I'd like to see.
Obviously, you'd like it full, but if
yeah.
What would you be satisfied with?
If we got 4,000.
As a total gate or as extras?
No, as extras. If we got 4,000 gating, I mean we're averaging around about 3,000. Probably 200, probably just a bit less after Saturday's game. That's potentially another 800 or 900 on the game. Well, that's a big ask. No matter if it's a small, what we're asking for. It's a donation. So it just depends how we can get the town excited about this. But if we can't get them excited by now, what more do we have to do? We are up in the playoffs, and
well, let's be fair. If they don't come along to this, you can't do anything else. They're coming in for next to nothing. They can put a penny in and get in. Is that right?
It's down to them what they want to put in. It's a donation.
They can put anything in.
Anything in. Anything. It's it's a donation to the football club. That's across the table. So it was interesting. But that's not where we're gearing it at the moment. We're gearing it at support the football club, as in the players on the pitch and the manager. It's important we get 3 points at home on Saturday to keep that push going for promotion.
Because people can pay on the day and pay whatever amount they like, they go to the turnstile, they can put whatever donation they wish. You've got turnstile operators in there, and unfortunately it's the world we live in. Turnstile operators could actually take some of the money and then come back to you and say, well, they only put £1 in when really the spectator put £2 in and they've pocketed £1.
Okay, yeah. Well, I think what you've got to realise, we've got some good, honest people at work at the football club as well. Human nature, it's difficult to judge each character all the time, but we have somebody oversees all the turnstile operators. It's their team of people. They are good, honest people, and I think that is something for ourselves really to be talking to them about, because as you rightly point out, when somebody goes through a turnstile as one person, that equates to £16. So when 10 go through, it's £160. That logs. It is a computer system that logs in the security box on a computer. So obviously that turnstile's money matches exactly what the amount of people come through the gate. This time round it's slightly different because we can't judge what that one person. So there is a trust element, but we do trust our staff immensely. There's no reason to, but you know, there is things being put behind the scenes so we can obviously alleviate any issues fans may have coming in thinking their money may not be coming direct to the football club.
Don't get me wrong, I'm not insinuating that our turnstile operators will do that. Of course I'm not. I know some of them and they're very good, honest, decent people, but we know it goes on at football clubs, so how do you plan to stop it? How do you plan to prevent it? Or are you just relying on them to be honest?
No, I think we've got to step away from pointing fingers. We know it goes on in football. Nobody's brought any cold hard calculated proof to me that it goes on in football, so until that day happens, we trust our staff. We'll be talking to our staff. It is a slightly different environment they'll be working in by. It is just a donation.
Not just football, it goes on in life.
Oh, in life, yeah, but we'll deal with that. But I can assure you that every penny that'll come through will get through to us.
Will you need extra policing?
No, we've emailed the relevant parties, and at the end of the day the policing isn't on the size of the gate, it's on the category of the game. We're playing Gateshead and it's the same category game.
Any extra stewards?
Yes, we'll put more because we're opening the whole of the stand as well, so the wings will be open on the upper and lower, obviously, and the Quarry Lane stand as well, but it will still remain that the north stand, it will be for away supporters only, unfortunately.
Season ticket holders, of course, are still advised to bring their season ticket books.
Yeah.
Because they paid the amount that they did at the start of the season in the summer, they may feel shortchanged by this. What would you say to them?
Well, I hope they don't feel that way. I hope they feel that we are trying to do something good for the club and the town. And there was a 23% discount at the start of the season. I can't do my maths off the top of my head on a Friday morning, but for this one game, it's not really eating into that percentage too much. So no, I still think they're still a very good deal out of the season ticket.
Do you plan to offer them anything back?
I don't think they'd want us to do that. I think what we're trying to do is encourage a great atmosphere at Field Mill, and I think they'd appreciate that as well. And they're quite happy to make a donation themselves. So it's all about into the spirit of what we're trying to do at the football club.
You've made this offer available to Gateshead and their supporters as well.
Yeah.
Why have you decided to do that to a club who on a cold Tuesday December night put 150 of our long suffering and dedicated supporters in an open stand, pouring with rain, a disgraceful decision by their football club.
Yeah.
It was a truly treacherous night, and you're rewarding them with this.
It's a bit twofold. One is whatever we do for our supporters, we have to do for the visiting supporters. There were
no more than 700 people there. Why couldn't they have put them in the stand with a roof over their heads?
Poor communication between the two clubs. Someone from Gateshead phoned our football club and told there was going to be over 250. They just said if that was the case, their policing just said that we'll have to put a segregation in, and the best way to do it was swap them over. I did speak to their chairman on the night saying how disappointed I was, but you know, once the police step in on these things, but there was some who from the club said that, we've never found out, and they can't actually tell us who they spoke to, so I'm finding that a little bit of a long story. But I'm saying that we are bigger than that. You know, we're bigger people than that, and it's not about us getting one over on somebody else, because fortunately if we don't treat them in the same way, and we do happen to have to pay Gateshead again, I don't want our fans being treated the same way. So I would prefer it that we are above that. We are doing the best for the football club once again by being a bigger person and saying Gateshead can come, on the same deal.
Finally, we've got a hardcore this season around 2,700-ish, with a few hundred floating supporters. What would you say to the town and the people of Mansfield here right now, ahead of next Saturday's match?
What we're doing, we're hopefully that they will see exactly what our feelings are for this football club and for this town, and we're saying come in, engage with us, embrace the football club and come and support. everybody that's out on that football pitch to get promotion for this town, because we know what a great high that would be. Rebecca Adlington, 2 gold medals, 25,000 people in the centre of town, open top bus. That was a great occasion. Visualise all our players on the top of that bus doing exactly the same at the end of this season. And this, it's a pivotal part of the season, I was just saying, and we really do want that push.
Chairman, I truly hope it works for you.
Thank you very much.